Several weeks ago, I went on an account closing bender one day and closed out accounts with multiple banks. Those banks being Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Chase. Today, I want to tell you about that and talk to you about why I did what I did. So, if you enjoy this kind of content and you are not subscribed to the channel yet, please consider doing so. Subscribing is free and it gets my channel visible to more people just like yourself. Now let's dive in. You heard me right. Several weeks ago, I closed out several accounts with several banks. Again, those banks being Wells Fargo, Chase, and Bank of America. Why did I do this? Let's talk about it. So, I bank at multiple institutions and I bank at different banks for basically one reason. And this was a lesson learned I had to learn the hard way. Several years ago, when I was, I guess I call it naive now, and banked at only one bank, basically putting all of my eggs into one basket, I woke up one morning and had $0 in an account that should have had $3,000 in it, or it did the night before. I panicked. I was freaked out because I had nothing else. I had one account, one bank account with everything in it, and it was gone. I had to call the bank and figure out what was wrong. So what happened is my account was siphoned by the courts. Here's what happened. Someone at the courthouse downtown was entering in account information for a garnishment order for another person, and the court clerk or whomever it was mistyped the account number wrong and didn't triple or quadruple check it. And so they siphoned money out of the wrong account. That's why I woke up to $0 in my bank account and I had no money anywhere else. It took about 2 weeks for that to get fixed. I had to make a trip clear downtown to downtown Kansas City twice to the courthouse to get it fixed. I had to get a piece of paper or a form from the court and go to the bank and have it filled out. And then I had to take it back to the courthouse and they had to do whatever it was on their end. And it took them about 2 weeks to get it cleared before they returned the money to my account. Right then and there, I learned that I will no longer, ever, ever, ever bank at one bank ever again. So I bank at several banks now. I maybe even too many, but it's to protect myself from that thing happening again. So to go back to the topic of this video, I closed out several bank accounts that charge fees for banking with them. I closed out an account I had with Bank of America that if you don't, deposit, $500 a month into the account, then they're going to charge you a monthly maintenance fee. I closed out a Chase banking account that I've had for a long time, and because I don't want to have to deposit a certain amount of money into that account to waive the maintenance fee, I closed that account out. And I did the same thing with Wells Fargo. If you don't deposit a certain amount into that account, you'll get charged a maintenance fee. And I got tired of those three banks dictating to me how much money I had to deposit in them in order to maintain a $0 maintenance fee. Now, why did I have those accounts in the first place? Well, I had those accounts in the first place because of bank bonuses, right? So, opening up a checking account, getting a couple $100 here, getting a couple $100 there. I had those accounts open and I had them open for a while. And it made sense to keep those accounts open for multiple reasons. The Wells Fargo account, checking account, well, my mortgage is with Wells Fargo. So it made sense to have that account there to pay my mortgage out of um, through Built deducting the money from that account when making my rent payment through or my mortgage payment through Built. The Chase account, as you all know, I have the Chase trifecta, so it made sense to have a checking account with Chase to pay those credit card bills and all that through them. But I barely use my Chase account, my Chase credit cards now. So it's like, what's the purpose of that account? So I close that account to avoid that fee. Same thing with Wells Fargo. I can make my mortgage payment with any bank account. Why do I want to do it with one that charges me a fee? Because they tell me I have to have a certain amount of money in that account. And same thing with Bank of America. I have a couple of credit cards with them, but I don't need that account to make payments on those cards. For me, there are plenty of regional banks that don't charge a fee for any of their checking accounts. I bank at one here called Central Bank. There's also um, um, I'm drawing a blank. There's Central Bank, and then there's um, First National Bank of Omaha. I bank at those banks, and they have no fees. They don't charge a fee for any checking account. They're actually free. They don't care how much money you have in them. So uh, those are accounts that I have with those banks, and also too, I don't have money usually sitting in those accounts. I have a little bit of money in those accounts, but uh, I mostly keep funds in like a HISA or a different account that's earning interest every single month. And that's where I pay bills out of. But I have those accounts open; those stay open because they don't charge a fee. I keep them open just in case, and I do divert funds to them every now and then as well. So because I don't keep all my money in at one bank, so those banks do have I do have accounts with them. So then there's also I have SoFi as well and Chime as well that do not charge fees for not making a deposit in their account, and those accounts stay open for numerous reasons. I use those every once in a while. SoFi's accounts actually earn interest, so there's that. Um, but I refuse to do business with a bank other than taking a welcome offer from them from now on because they dictate to me how much I have to deposit with them to maintain their no maintenance fee um, status with that account. So anyway, what do you all think about this? I'm really curious to hear what you all have to say in the comment section below. Let's talk about this a little bit. Also, too, again, if you enjoyed this video and you are not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. It is free and it gets my channel visible to more people just like yourself. And I thank you ahead of time. Also, too, I do have channel memberships open. It is $1.99 a month. You can cancel at any time. Right now, I am uploading members only videos about once every other week. Those videos will stay paywalled. It is spicier content in the points and miles and credit card game that I really don't want visible to the general public. So those will stay paywalled. If you do join, please let me know so I can thank you. Also, too, I do have referral links for several cards in the comment or in the description below down there for Chase and Amex. I also have my Built referral down there as well. You can also buy me a coffee as well at Ko-fi. And if you do any of those things at all, if you use any of my referral links, please let me know because it means a lot that you would actually pick me of all people to use a referral link from. So I want to thank you personally for doing that. Now, if you would please do me a big favor today and be respectful to each other and be good to each other, okay? And until next time, bye for now.